So Mark is our next speaker, and he is from Victorian Legal Aid. So he is a community legal coordinator, and he delivers legal education to young people in schools, flexible learning centres and TAFEs. Prior to his current position, he worked as a legal help lawyer on VLA's Legal Helpline, giving legal advice on criminal, family and civil law problems. So over to you, Mark.
Hi, everyone. As I said, as my introducer Natasha said, I'm Mark. I'd like to acknowledge that I'm delivering this from the lands of the Wurundjeri people and acknowledge the lands that you're listening to this on. This land was stolen and never given away. So I am a community legal education coordinator. I'm a lawyer, but I don't practice law at the moment. I work in legal education. And as Natasha said, I used to work on the legal helpline at Legal Aid, giving legal advice to people who called up. So what I'll do to start with is show you a short video clip that introduces Legal Aid. Now, just so you know, this video clip is really designed for people who work in community and social services. So it might talk about your clients and things like that, but it's still a pretty helpful video, I think, to introduce Legal Aid. I'm getting told that the host has disabled participant screen sharing. So I need one of the hosts to enable that again, please, so that I can share the screen.
I've just done that, Mark, if that's...
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, tell me if you're not seeing this.
Legal Aid provides legal assistance to many people who can't afford to pay for it. But we all know it can be hard for people with complex problems to get the help they need. If you work with people who are disadvantaged or at risk, you'll have clients who need legal help. Victoria Legal Aid provides free legal information and education services for everyone in the community, and more intensive forms of help to those who need them most. We prioritise helping people facing serious consequences and those with complex needs. We help people at court every day, visit prisons and mental health facilities, and provide help in many areas of law at our offices and outreach locations. There are 4 main ways people can access help. Visit our website for up-to-date information about a wide range of legal issues and to order free publications and education kits in English and many community languages. For a new legal problem, call Legal Help, our statewide telephone service where lawyers are on hand. Visit the nearest Victoria Legal Aid office. Speak to one of our lawyers on duty at many courts and tribunals across Victoria. It's a good idea to phone our legal helpline first so we can help you prepare for court. What happens once someone contacts us? Our staff speak a range of languages and can get an interpreter if people need information in their own language. We work out what type of help each person is eligible for. We can provide information on the spot or link the person with one of our services. We can also refer people to other services or a community legal centre. By helping your clients to use our services, you'll be working with us to improve access to justice in the Victorian community. For free information about the law and how we can help you, call Legal Help on 1300 792 387, Monday to Friday between 8:45 a.m. and 5:15 p.m. To find your nearest office or for more information, visit our website www.legalaid.vic.gov.au.
Great, I hope that helped introduce you to our services. Just so you know, our legal helpline, and that was the place I used to work, it runs from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. now, so it's got extended hours since we made that video. So let me share, I know I don't have much time. We can share, I'm just going to share, what does that keep coming up? The PowerPoint I've got now. Which is about the Victoria Legal Aid. Are you seeing the PowerPoint now? Yep, nods. All right, great. So let's get that up. All right. All right, so what are the legal needs in Victoria? Well, there was a survey in 2012 of over 4,000 Victorians that indicated what the legal needs of Victoria are, and the main points of that survey are that legal needs are very widespread in Victoria. Almost half of all Victorian respondents reported experiencing a legal problem in the 12 months prior to the interview, with 20% of Victorians experiencing 3 or more legal problems. Some people are particularly vulnerable to legal problems, so although they're very widespread, they're also very concentrated in certain people. 64% of those legal problems were experienced by only 10% of the respondents, and 82% of the problems were experienced by only 20% of the respondents. And people with disability were more than twice as likely as everyone else to experience a legal problem. More than 1/4 of the Victorian population experience a substantial legal problem every year. And while they sought advice for 50% of their legal problems, they handled 32% without advice and took no action for 18%. And when most people get help for legal problems, they don't actually go to a lawyer. Only 16% of people, of all those people, over half of Victorians, only 1 in 7 of them go to a lawyer. The people who took no action at all on their legal problems achieved the poorest outcomes. So that gives you an idea of the extent of legal need in Victoria and the fact that people generally aren't going to lawyers, and some people are taking no action and getting poor results. So what does legal aid do? Now I might just have to put you on that thing because my notes are very small. So I know you're getting kind of part with my notes in this one, but you can still get a general idea. So we help Victorians in a number of ways. Most of those ways are free. Some of them have a small fee. We help across a wide variety of legal areas, and we work on changing the system. So we're government funded. We help with problems in criminal matters, family breakdown, child protection, family violence, child support, migration, social security, mental health, discrimination, guardian and administration, tenancy, and debt and fines. So a very wide variety of legal problems, and a lot of problems that some people don't know are legal problems. We give information over our website and over the phone. Just to talk about some of the issues that we deal with: Centrelink money, owing Centrelink money, unpaid fines, breaching immigration law, losing rights when detained in hospital under mental health laws, losing rights as a tenant in public or private housing, being treated unfairly because of discrimination or sexual harassment, restrictions on employment, suffering injury as a victim of crime. If someone's charged with a crime, Victorian Legal Aid are the main organisation that help people charged with a crime. If someone is having a breakdown of their relationship, particularly if they've got children, they may well want to contact Legal Aid and talk to us, because there's a number of areas in separations that we can help with. We work on improving the legal system. So, for example, this year we made a significant submission to the Royal Commission into Mental Health System in Victoria, and we run strategic litigation. For example, we ran a case against the Commonwealth Government recently challenging the legality of robo-debt, and we were instrumental in getting that robo-debt system overturned by the Commonwealth Government, which was a really great win for us. We give information and advice. Information is the material on our website. It's what I'm giving you now, and it's given over the phone as well. Advice is tailored legal help that is given one-on-one, and it's only ever given by a lawyer. Our legal advice is sometimes restricted to people in particularly vulnerable categories because it's a more intensive service.
Hey Mark, sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you there. Just got a question
Yep.
from Michaela Liu. She thanks GSA for hosting this and has a question regarding accessing legal help. I think it's a question that I kind of need to rephrase because it's asking, what would you recommend that we seek help from UMSU Legal before Victorian Legal Aid? So I think maybe...
So let me see if I can get the chat up because I'm not really understanding what you mean.
Yeah, I think...
I'll just click on the Q. It says Q&A. Is that where the chat is?
No, it's just in the chat window. So basically, it's I think in regards to what legal services Victorian Legal Aid.
I have a question regarding accessing legal help. Would you recommend that we seek from? They offer services for different legal issues. Yeah, they offer some of the legal issues will overlap. Some of them are different. But you're always welcome to call Victoria Legal Aid at any time. So I'm not really going to tell you whether to go to one before the other. It's up to you which is the most convenient for, and some of the services will overlap. All right. So, yeah, we don't help with all legal issues. Here are some examples of things we don't help with. Business and commercial matters, building, buying and selling houses and land, defamation, intellectual property, pay disputes, work injuries, wills and deceased estates. You can always call us if you're having those problems. We'll refer you to somewhere else that can help. All right, how do our lawyers work with our clients? Well, we generally work on client instructions. That means that the lawyer gives advice and information to the client and then waits for the client to tell them what to do. It's the client's decision, finally, about what happens, not the lawyer's. Our lawyers help in a variety of ways, from giving information to writing letters to appearing in court. Our lawyers can connect clients with other services, including non-legal services. Our lawyers can help you on a one-off basis, or they might involve helping in ongoing ways like representing in court. Sometimes we meet clients in offices, sometimes we're in other locations like courts. We work confidentially, so that means that anything a client says to our lawyers is a secret. It's a very important rule that lawyers don't give their information to families or other workers, and a lawyer can get fired and disbarred for doing that. We do a variety of tasks when helping clients, and yeah, sometimes we can only help you one-off. We generally help people in an ongoing way when they have a certain vulnerability or what we call priority clients. So what sort of people do we help? Well, we help everyone. Anyone can call our legal helpline, and obviously anyone can listen to this talk I'm giving now. But when you call the legal helpline, we do triage you to work out whether you're eligible for a more intensive service. So always call legal help to find out how we can help. How we can help is quite a complex question in itself, so it's best to go to us and we'll work out how we can help you. You don't need to be a citizen to qualify for our services. That's so your citizenship or your visa status, it will be irrelevant to what service you're eligible for at Legal Aid. However, we do prioritise people facing serious consequences, including people in psychiatric inpatient units, people at court applying for or responding to a family violence intervention order, or those at risk of family violence, and people who are in custody or facing a serious penalty such as a prison sentence. We also prioritise low-income people over people of middle or high income. We seek to identify people with complex needs, such as an intellectual disability, an acquired brain injury, or a mental illness, people who are experiencing or at risk of homelessness, people who cannot read, write or speak well in English, Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people, and children and young people under 18. So if you're in any of those categories, and particularly if you're in more than one category, you're more likely to get an intensive service from us. As I say, don't try and second guess whether we can help you. Just give us a ring and we'll tell you. Because our guidelines can be complex and each person's circumstances are different. How can you contact us? The 4 ways that you can contact us mentioned in the video: our website, on the phone, through legal help, by visiting one of our offices, although that's kind of not available during COVID, so it's really 3, and at the many courts and tribunals across Australia. So if you find yourself in a court or tribunal, you might find us there. We've got over 800 staff. We've got 14 offices across Victoria, including one in the city. We're low cost or free. So in the most intensive service, sometimes those who are not on a Centrelink payment will pay a small amount, but that's the exception rather than the rule. Most of our services are free. That covers about 15 minutes, I think, which is what I agreed to talk for. I'm just going to check the chat. I can see there's one more question. Overlap. It's worth looking at their websites. Okay, someone's answered it there. That's great. So I'm here for questions. So please put your question in the chat, or feel free to unmute yourself and just talk to me like a regular person. That's also fine. Any questions about any of the different services that we offer, or the way that lawyers talk to clients, or what a legal issue is? There's plenty of different types of questions you might have. I'll just stop the share so that you can see my face.
Okay, it looks like we don't have any questions at the moment, so you must have covered everything, Mark.
Perhaps one of the hosts have a question about a common question that they see graduates encountering. Natasha or Lily or Georgia? Georgia, she might still have a question. Sorry, Tenants Victoria.
Something we do see a bit is from international students who might be having some visa issues, and a lot of services, it can be difficult for them to access low cost or free services. Could you speak a bit about what resources would be available for students specifically seeking visa advice?
Sure. First of all, they're welcome to call our legal helpline, and I would suggest that they do that, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Details are in the chat. A lot of our help on migration matters, so visa matters and migration matters, will be to refer. We have quite a narrow service around migration. We generally help refugees, and we generally only help them in a certain quite specific stage of their legal needs. So don't be surprised if you call us and you do get referred to somewhere else, but it's still worth doing that, because even to get a good referral is quite difficult. And I know that there are a lot of people in the migration sphere, a lot of migration agents. There are some, unfortunately, that rip people off. There are migration lawyers that will rip you off. So to get a good referral is still worth a lot, I think.
Wonderful, thank you. It looks like we don't have any questions in the chat. Do any of our other panelists have any questions for Mark? Great. Okay, thank you so much, Mark. It's, again, really helpful for our students to know about how they can access legal aid and the scope of services that might be available to them. And that's definitely somewhere where we do, when a student does contact us with what we think might be a legal issue, we do provide them with a couple of options, including legal aid, if that's something that they're interested in pursuing.
Great.